What's going on, everyone? Josh here with Zing Dynasty. Today we're going to be doing a Korean fried chicken biscuit. Now, buttermilk biscuits from scratch are not hard at all. If you've made pie crust and you can do that, you can totally do buttermilk biscuits much easier than that. Fried chicken is a breeze, and the Korean glaze that goes on the chicken, it is so good and it complements the buttery biscuit really, really well. So let's get right into this, and you're gonna have the best breakfast of your life. So, for the brine, hit a large measuring bowl with 2 cups of buttermilk, a quarter cup or 2 ounces of pickle juice, and for the spices, a teaspoon of oregano, 2 teaspoons garlic powder, 2 teaspoons cayenne pepper powder, a teaspoon of paprika, mustard powder, and crushed black pepper. Whisk all that together real quick until the seasonings are well mixed, add the chicken, I used boneless thighs, and toss together with your hands to ensure no chicken is left untouched by the brine. Cover the bowl with a lid and refrigerate for at least 1 hour. Now for the biscuits. In a mixing bowl with 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, add a good amount of salt and sugar to taste, about 2 teaspoons each, and a quarter teaspoon of baking soda. Then add 1 stick or 8 tablespoons of cold cubed butter, unsalted or salted, it's up to you, and toss the flour over it until the butter is completely coated. Then just add all of that to a food processor, and once it's in there, pulse it a couple of times to fully incorporate the butter into the flour, then slowly stream in 1 cup of buttermilk while the food processor is running on medium speed. If you do not have a food processor, I recommend using a cheese grater to shred the frozen butter and mixing everything together in a mixing bowl by hand. Either way, you should have a final consistency akin to this. Pour the contents of the food processor onto a floured surface and press the dough into a workable disc. It should come together really easily. Buttermilk biscuit dough, it's not fussy at all, it's not like pie crust. Then roll it out till it's about an inch or so thick, and what you're going to do here is fold the dough like a pamphlet over itself or a brochure and turn it 90 degrees so that the creases are facing you, then roll it out again. Repeat this 3 or 4 more times. This is how you get those nice layers on those biscuits, and trust me, you do not want to rush this. Frankly, I find it enjoyable. It's like rolling over a pillow or something, but honestly, don't skip this, you will regret it. Then, using a bench scraper, take your newly layered biscuit dough and cut it into 6 square pieces, or if you have a pint glass, you can make round pieces with the top, and place them on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. You can press the corner pieces together or cut the edges off to make them nice and square, but I like the rustic look myself, but it's entirely up to you. Brush the tops of each biscuit with some buttermilk and sprinkle a good portion of salt and sugar on there too, just for flavor and to help it brown. I didn't have any eggs in the fridge because they're so darn expensive and I really don't eat them all that often. Bake at 400 Fahrenheit or 200 Celsius for 20 to 30 minutes or until they look like this. Set them aside and let them cool. Back to the chicken. For the dredge, add a cup each of all-purpose flour, potato starch, and corn starch to a wide dish like so, along with the same seasonings we used in the buttermilk brine. Give that a good whisk, toss the chicken right in, and dredge until the entire chicken is coated. You may have to flip and cover as many times as possible until you have a perfectly coated chicken, but make sure no skin is left exposed or else it won't cook evenly and it really won't look good. Then put the chicken, 2 thighs max at a time, in a deep fryer at 375 degrees Fahrenheit and fry for about 7 to 9 minutes or until golden brown. Place them on a wire rack and let's get started on the glaze. To a skillet on medium heat, add 2 tablespoons gochujang, 1 tablespoon oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon Samyang hot sauce, 2 tablespoons Sriracha, and a quarter cup of maple syrup. Stir until the glaze has a uniform consistency, about a minute or 2, not that long, and then take it off the heat and start glazing your chicken with a brush. It will be too thick to toss in the glaze in a bowl or something. Then to assemble, cut your biscuit down the middle, add the chicken, simply top with a couple of pickles. The glaze and chicken will provide plenty of flavor, believe me, and then there you have it, one of the best breakfasts you'll ever eat in your entire life, in my opinion. So that Korean chicken biscuit, I gotta say, it packs a punch, but it's got so many flavor profiles. I mean, I just don't even know where to start. It's got sweet, it's got salty, it's crunchy, it's buttery, it's briny with the pickle. It's just so many different flavors happening at once, and it's not overwhelming. They just all really work very well together. And if you like this recipe, if you make it, or if you just like what you see, please hit that like button. That really helps me out. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see any more similar content, and leave any comments if you have any questions or suggestions. Thanks so much again for watching Zing Dynasty, and I'll catch you next time.